Wake the fuck up! Wake the fuck up! Martinsville is over. Everybody can wake the fuck up.
Where's the fucking fire? Where's the fire? Where's the fucking... What the fuck? Where's the fucking fire?
Why are you waking us
Is it
up?
over?
What the fuck happened?
Martinsville ended. You can wake up now.
Over?
Hi, everyone. This is
Hi.
Spin Tunnel. We are
Everyone
back.
doing?
We survived Martinsville 1, the ultimate snooze fest. Everybody, my colleagues, have finally awoken from the fever dream that was Martinsville 1, and we are here to talk about it and all of its glory. Dare I say glory? It was not glorious. It was inglorious. Let's talk about it. I'm Brandon. You know me. Everybody else say hi.
That's Chris.
I'm Adrian, the cool one.
I was a highwayman.
He's not the cool one.
Not the cool one. I was a highwayman.
Yeah. So,
All right.
let's get right into it. Let's just no time for downtime this week.
I'm
All
taking
right.
this one. William Byron,
Fuck you.
two-time Cup Series winner in 2022.
You suck my dick. Fuck you.
The one,
Vito.
the only,
Vito.
Willie B.
Vito hating right now in the live.
Hey, William Byron and
I
Hendrick
don't
and
even know.
Adrian Cooper.
Yeah,
Willie
William
B
Byron
got
wins.
the win.
Talk about it, Adrian. You seem to
go.
care. I know I don't.
This race was
I don't.
dominated by one of two people, Chase Elliott, William Byron. Chase Elliott had the lead for all of stage 1 and 2. Then William Byron won the race off pit road, and I don't even think he lost it after that, honestly. I mean,
No, he didn't. Byron just
like I
led
know,
up the lap of stage 3.
I know that they led 397 or 403, so I'm wondering who led those other 6 laps.
I'm
That wasn't
assuming
Hendrick.
it was green flag pit stop stuff. I'm going to go take a look right now, actually, who it was.
Yeah.
Curious. Well, I mean, there's really not much to add here. We can talk. William Byron is the first person this year to get multiple race wins. This is the 8th race of the season, I believe. So we have unfortunately stopped the trend of adding a new winner every single race. However, I still believe it is going to keep ramping up, and we are going to fill the playoff grid. Let's fill the grid,
Okay.
people. We need
got
more winners.
There were 2 other people that led lap.
And those were?
Austin Dillon led 1 lap, and Ryan Blaney led 5. And that was it.
All right.
Laney.
A combined
Yeah.
6
Eternal
out of
frowny
400
face.
were led by somebody else.
Yay!
Yay!
One of those other people led 1 lap, by the way.
Yeah.
The eternal frowny face of fucking Blaney.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, man.
at least he led some laps. More
More
than
He
one,
finally had just a solid
which is
day.
more than none.
Finally
got
just had a
6.
solid day.
Yeah, but regardless of all that, William Byron wins. I honestly, if we don't see the crazy late race charge last week, we see him winning back-to-back right here, I believe. But with Hamlin and Harvick's charge at the end of Richmond last week, he's coming off a 3rd, going into a win here. The 24 team's definitely carrying a lot of momentum right now. I don't think there's much more that needs to be said there. They've looked really, really strong so far. They're moving up the points. I think they're 3rd now. Big moves out of the 24. They're looking better and better every single year, and we are seeing that right now on display. So hopefully this one, this carries a little longer for him. Last year we saw him start about this strong but fall off after he got that win at Homestead, I believe. So hopefully this carries a little bit longer, and they can ride this one out for weeks and weeks to come. I don't think there's anything else we need to add here, really, because there is far greater issues we need to talk about. But congratulations to the 24 team. They put on an absolute clinic, whether it was in their control or not. They still executed, and that's that. I don't know if anything else y'all want to add.
Nothing really.
Nothing. Adrian, I know you're like the big Willie B fan over there, hyping your boy
Gonna
up
win
at
9
all. I think
races.
he already did it. How many races?
Gonna
What'd you
win
just?
9
He's gonna win
races.
9
9
races.
of them.
Okay, big claim, buddy. Did anybody get the prediction right before we get too far?
No.
Did anybody pick Byron?
2 of us
no.
picked Hendrick, guys, and they were both wrong. One of us picked
Yeah.
Elliott, the other one picked Bowman.
And
I
then-
picked the other Hendrick B driver, so...
Yeah, and then
I picked
Chris and
Truex.
Brandon. Yeah, you picked Truex, and then Brandon picked Denny Hamlin.
Interesting. Okay. So no prediction points this
Score.
week from anybody.
Yeah.
No $50,000 cash prize. So
Fortunate.
Don't get
without
Clint's
further
cash.
ado, I think we should start going into the far bigger talking points of this week. First of which being the big loser, first time this week, not a driver, the track itself, Martinsville, man. What happened, man? Such high hopes. This is a top 3 to 5 track for everybody, I'd say, on the schedule every year.
Yeah.
And it absolutely fumbled the bag this weekend. Jeez, I mean, what are y'all thinking here?
I think there was a lot of different issues.
A lot of different issues
lot
that I
of
don't think will be
added up,
present in November.
Perfect storm of shit to happen.
Yeah.
Here's what I think. I don't think it's really Martinsville frowny face. I think it's more like Martinsville, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, because I feel like it's not hopeless. If it was hopeless,
No,
it'd be
I agree.
Martinsville frowny
Yeah,
face.
there's a lot of ways to fix what happened. A lot of ways.
But, man.
Yeah, it was just.
Like a lot of the factors that made that race, not the best, were out of the control of NASCAR. It was weather was really bad
But
before
are
the
they?
race.
Were they really? Ask
Yeah.
yourself.
There's some of them that were, some of them that weren't.
I think it's a big culmination of both.
Yeah.
And
You think
we'll get
NASCAR
we'll get into
Wait.
that in a little bit.
Hold on,
my
Adrian.
talking
You
points
think
there.
NASCAR doesn't control the weather?
Yeah, what the
Yeah,
fuck's
no.
wrong with you?
I don't think
Vortex
so.
theory.
Are you a fool?
I control the weather.
You say that, yet the vortex theory is proven true.
You say that, but the
It is
fog is
wrong.
coming, and
It
we'll
is
all be
wrong
gone
in
7
all
months.
Fog is coming.
forms.
The fog is coming.
In all
The fog is
forms
coming.
of science, it is not right and has never been proven. However, in practice, we see it time and time again.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, dude.
Look, the vortex theory. Here's how it goes. You ever notice
don't
when
give
there's
a
rain?
fuck, bro.
When there's rain coming towards the racetrack, and the track is a circle, the cars are going in the circle really fast. They make a vortex above the racetrack, and the rain goes around it.
Wow.
It is
That's awesome.
true. DW said
Yeah.
it, therefore it's true.
Oh,
Yeah,
DW
actually,
said it? Oh, it has
Speaking
DW
of
said it, but I
DW.
believe it.
to be.
Speaking
And
of
now
DW, very
agree.
excited for him at Bristol Dirt next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, boogity boogity back into booth.
All right. So yeah, Martinsville fucking sucked.
They're gonna come to the green, and they should cut his mic, not let him say it. Watch the
Yeah.
world burn.
Oh, no, you can't do that.
Yeah, you can. Somebody could be a chaotic, evil person.
Larry Mack should steal it from him. I
Rob
think.
us of our boogity. Come on.
Anyway, back to the main point here, Martinsville. Just I don't know. We man, this. I think it
Sure
scored on
was
the Jeff
not
Gluck.
good.
Was this a good race poll? I think it got an 18% yes, which is probably
Yeah,
one
it
of,
was a
if not
really
the
low
lowest numbers I've ever seen.
I think he said it was the
There
third
has been
lowest.
lower, like back when we ran the Oval at Indy and stuff, but not many were lower than this. And the fact that it's Martinsville of all tracks, like I said, a beloved short track on the schedule. Ooh.
Yeah, it's a lot.
There was a point halfway through the race where I decided to go watch instead anything else that was on television at the moment, which I don't do.
I mean, I tuned in, and I am not. I'm being straight up, completely honest with you. If you know me, you know this is totally feasible of happening. I turned the race on. I watched 25 laps of stage 3. I fell asleep and missed the finish.
Yeah.
I did not. I missed most of this race because I fell asleep.
I was listening to it, honestly.
very,
like
I
Very
had
cool.
no intentions of watching.
I
This
might as well have
at all.
had my fucking my radio on, and I went to my
Really
radio,
funny.
listened to my radio announcers announce the race.
It was just that boring. And we had. It's not like one of those races that we've seen the past couple of years where it's like the leader is on lock, but then everybody else is racing, and we just don't see it because they just don't show it. Like literally everybody was just stuck.
Just
Yeah, we
boring.
saw some good stuff, like every once in a while, but most of the
Yeah,
time,
but I
they're just
mean,
kinda stagnant.
in the amount of laps we did, we should have seen far more.
Yeah.
And I mean, we just cars struggled to pass, and I think we'll get farther into this. We're just kind of opening up with Martinsville really sucked. I think we all
Martinsville
agree
this
that it
week-
really sucked this past weekend.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, just
Martinsville
lots
this
and
week
lots of.
was
Ugh.
Martinsville this week was white rice. There's potential. You can make a few changes to it, and it could be really, really, really good. At the current moment in time, it fucking sucks and it's boring
Yeah,
as shit.
you could be
It's
like
white
Chris and
rice.
enjoy it the way it fucking sucks, like a psychopath that he is. He eats white rice. Yeah,
Yeah, he
Woody
is a
Head
fucking
production
psychopath.
viewers. Chris eats white rice, no
Plain.
seasoning.
He
no
just
yeah.
grabs it and eats it. He eats it with his hands like an
I have
animal.
no
Boo this
handfuls.
man.
I have
I'm
no
gonna go throw some at him. Actually, I'm gonna go live on air and throw white rice at Chris, and he'll eat it. He'll catch it out of the air.
Yeah, like a little zoo
like
animal.
He's like a little zoo animal.
Yeah.
He grabs it with his hands and eats it.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's fucking.
But I mean, so I brought this up, and we're gonna do a little backtrack here. Now that we've seen Martinsville, we saw Richmond. Is this a next gen issue, or is it a track issue?
No.
I don't think so. I don't think
Richmond
I
was a very
disagree. I think Richmond was good. Then there was Phoenix, and that was horrible. We didn't have a show for Phoenix, but
Sucked.
Phoenix was lame. In the same way that I feel Martinsville was pretty lame, where we were just stuck. Not so
forgot
much
we
as
even
bad as
raced
this
the
one. I
Phoenix
think this
already.
was the worst display we've seen. But
Yeah, and I think Richmond was fine. Like
Richmond was good. I liked Richmond. It had a good tire
Yeah.
strategy. And that just did not exist in Martinsville. And I think that's why I'm bringing in the next gen issue here. It's just, I think the cars themselves are great on the 1.5s now, which is what we didn't have before. But where we had good short track racing, hit or miss with the Gen 6, we've completely lost it with this car.
What's
But
weird,
I'm
right,
not
is
saying
the
that doom and gloom.
Clash- What's weird is that the Clash was fun as fuck.
Yeah, but the Clash is different. We built that was like Baby Park. We built that was a football stadium and a flat two-lane racetrack.
yeah, the Clash is a lot different.
That was a quarter mile long.
I don't know.
It's inevitable that people are just going to be slamming into each other.
I don't
Here
know.
we had an actual short track. I think the cars themselves need to be adjusted to fit this, and I think that's not. I think the track was in a horrible state. You know, being completely rained out and green with no rubber laid down whatsoever.
Yeah.
And this the whole really, really, really cold temperatures. So we are going to have to do everything in our power to try to lay the slimmest form of grip down on this racetrack to make any kind of like actual runs off the corners and good racing out of it. But these cars, they run on a bigger tire now. They have a sequential gearbox.
Bigger brake.
And they have the biggest thing here, the bigger brakes. I think if we could take some of the brake away in the short track sense here, just for tracks like Martinsville or maybe even like Phoenix or Richmond, because we're not really going to be braking hard at Bristol. We're just going because Bristol we just sling it around the corner. You know what I mean?
Bristol's Bristol. Like it's
Bristol,
a
you
whole
go in there
different
and you feather them to let it pack in, and then you just let it just sing around the banking.
Yeah.
But I think for these short tracks that have a lot of finesse and technique, if we take some of the brakes away and increase the braking zones into the corners, we could see better racing. Because this is a problem.
Yeah.
Taking a
Maybe.
road racing approach to this, because this is more of a road racing based car. Don't get me wrong. It's very supercar-esque with the bigger brakes, the bigger wheel, the sequential. Like they're shifting at Martinsville. That was something we've never seen before. Not that it made a huge difference, but it did help drive off. And it'll help rotation in the corner a little bit. But when we decrease the braking zone from a long braking zone like we've always seen stock cars do, and then we put them on the ground, so now they have more downforce, so they can brake a little deeper. Now we get to the next gen, we're still on the ground, we have better downforce, we got this diffuser, and we have bigger brakes and bigger tire, which means we can stop even later. Now there's the baby braking zone, you know what I mean? Like this is a small spot. You're going to drive in so deep. If you're going to try to dive in on a guy going into one, you're going to have to stop so deep. You're either cleaning him out into the grandstands or you're going through the wall. You know what I mean? Like to just try to dive in on a guy and then if you get to their bumper in the center of the corner, by the time you get to him to hit him, you're going to push him off the corner and give him a boost more than you're going to move him up a lane. So, because he's back on the gas, he's got the rear end planted, he's gone. So,
I think we.
I don't know.
saw that on
That's
the
what
final
I
lap
thought.
we
That's
saw
what
that on the
I
final
thought
lap
out
with
of that.
Joey Logano.
I want to know what y'all think, given that scenario I just laid out, and what do y'all think there?
We saw an example of that boost thing you were talking about on the final lap with Joey Logano, where he went to try and give the bumper to William Byron, and it just didn't work. You gave him basically a boost.
It was right off the corner. You need to get somebody just in a perfect spot. for it to work. And just the way the track is and the way the car is, I think all came together just to make this the way it was. I don't think it's exactly a car issue. Part of it could be a car, but I don't think it was entirely a car issue.
I mean, I
That's what I
think
think about it.
definitely decrease the braking. It's getting fucking. Feels like we've had a lot of boring races in a row. I'll be honest, right?
Well, I mean, 2, really.
Richmond was it was long because of the green flag run, but I enjoyed the finish, as I think most people did. Coda, same way, felt
Of
long,
course.
but the finish was exciting.
And Atlanta was Atlanta.
And Atlanta was just Talladega.
This has always been kind of an argument. I feel like in the general NASCAR community of how do we make this more entertaining? You know,
Yeah,
there's always
I think
points where it's
we'll
very
bring that up.
boring.
We'll
How do we
get
make
to
this more
that later.
entertaining? My fix for it: decrease braking, and randomly at points just cut a guy's brake lines. I think
True. That's
one
a great
driver's brake
idea.
lines a week. His brake lines.
That's an
Automated
interesting,
systems in the car that
that's an
activate at
interesting
random.
suggestion, Vito.
I think so. Cut his brake lines.
But, I just say,
Guy,
is it a next-gen issue? Because we've seen this car kind of struggle on tracks that we always think are going to be more exciting than the 1.5s. So, I don't know if I call it an issue, per se. Like, it's like, oh, this is doomed forever. Because it can obviously, we have so much time to fix it. This is
also
the
makes it the
this is
minority
the 8th
schedule.
official next-gen race, and, like, the 9th one we've ever hosted. You know what I mean?
Yeah, also, this makes it like the minority of the schedule. Most of the tracks aren't like this.
Yeah, but these are the ones I think people look most forward to alongside the super speedways. So I think it's
Right.
important that we get them right. But anyway, anything else y'all really want to bring in here about the car itself? I think there's work that needs to be done to the car, but not a lot. Just a little bit of tweaks here and there. I think could make this racing better.
Decrease the brake, really. Make the brake a
I
little
think
smaller.
at the end of the day, that Le Mans program that they're going into, I do think that's going to bring a lot to NASCAR as a whole with the development for both road racing and just in general. I feel.
Yeah, I think we're gonna watch.
I hope it just improves the quality of racing overall. Honestly,
Yeah, but I
Also,
think
too-
this year we've seen some of the best racing we've seen in a long time. Like
Well, it's
Auto
been good
Club
racing.
and
I
Vegas
just-
were amazing.
I feel
Daytona
like
was
the-
exciting. Atlanta was
Yeah.
something. It was
my-
definitely. It wasn't
my,
bad, but it was definitely new. But I wouldn't say it was bad. Richmond was a
point
good
is that the
race. Phoenix
racing
was a
isn't that
little
the racing is
slow at
bad.
times, but Martinsville definitely showed the biggest stinker of the bunch so far.
Yeah.
But I don't think that I think there's a million options that NASCAR can go in there and tweak to try to make this better, without
My
doing
point isn't that
anything
the
extreme.
racing is bad. My point is just that we need some tweaks, and I think that this Le Mans program is going to give us the tweaks that we need to really kind of perfect this car and make it really, 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 really good.
Yeah, but like in what ways? I don't like. What would?
I'm not
racing
sure.
at
I'm
Le
not
Mans help?
I'm not NASCAR.
Yeah, but
know
I
why
mean,
you're
they're gonna
asking
go
me
to
that.
Le Mans with that car. It's gonna be a GT car at that point, just to try to keep up.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
barely.
listen,
We're gonna see, and because of per Le Mans, like that Garage 56 entry, it's gonna have to be it's gonna be a hybrid. Like I can't wait to watch the people lose their minds when there's a hybrid system put onto a NASCAR.
That's gonna be funny.
But we'll save that Facebook fun time for
Hydrogen.
Anyway, I have an idea for we're still under the Martinsville sad face, but this is just about the kind of the race in general. You want to just go down the top
Well, we
finishers or
moved
so?
on to we're talking car, man.
Yeah, we're on Martinsville.
We moved
We're
on
not-
from Martinsville. Martinsville was so lame. We talked about it, and it's over with.
There's not much to say.
We're really
At
just
all.
we're talking about
Yeah,
the
no one really
general
cares about the top
consensus as a
finishers.
whole of what we saw.
Today is not a Martinsville show. This is a show about NASCAR as a whole and its issues, I think, personally.
I don't know. I guess that's really everything we have to add about the car.
About the
Yeah.
car, yeah.
But I guess this is an extension of the car. This is the one I saw. So now that drivers got a little open about it, most notably Kevin Harvick, he got a multitude of things. We'll get to that later. But one of the things he mentioned, I believe, but I know a big one was Joey Logano talked about this. So we saw him run in the front and just definitely was the quickest car or one of the quickest cars and just couldn't move anywhere. And just talking, tire talk, and most specifically, the tires not being soft enough to fall off.
Yeah, this is one I wanted to
And
talk
I think
about.
this was the biggest issue out of everything. Because
Yeah, I think
Logano
this
brought
was
this
the
up.
catalyst
From
for-
stage 1 to the end of, from let's say you take the green for stage 2 to the end of stage 2, the tires fell off about a half second. That is a lot of laps in Martinsville. And that's all your tires fell off? How is a tire that can last that long supposed to put rubber down and make a race?
Mm-hmm. This reminds me a lot of a race a long time ago. Atlanta, 2008. That was a race a while back with a really, really hard tire compound. Guys were complaining after the race, we couldn't lay any rubber down. We couldn't race each other.
You're
we were
too
just kinda
busy,
stuck
because
where
you're
we're
too
at.
busy chasing your own car to hook up. And then once it
Can't
hooks
race
up, you
anything.
can't go forward because there's no grip.
Yeah.
How are you
So I
supposed to
think
go
that was-
into uncharted territory, around the outside or the inside of a guy, when you got no grip?
Yeah, you can't do anything. You kind of have to hug the bottom and hope for the best.
Yeah, it's a one-lane racetrack and it's not a one-lane track you got to move Buddy O'Pal off the bottom. No, it's just we can't run anywhere else.
Yeah,
I don't know if
Can't
you
move.
guys know. Is this a new compound that Next Gen's running? Is this a new compound?
It's a new tire completely. I don't
Wait,
know
it's a new tire.
compound
Okay.
talk-wise.
Everything
I
got
think
tired.
I'm not super fluent in the tire world of NASCAR, but I think that Goodyear prepares a tire compound for every track we go to. They have a certain this is
Yeah.
what they've developed as this is the tire we take to Atlanta. This is the tire we take to Charlotte. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think this tire was way too hard.
Oh yeah, I agree, and I
That's
think it's
amazing.
because I know Bob Pockris brought this up when talking to Logano about it. It's it's a new car. They try maybe play it conservative, right? Go a harder tire. Let's not have any let's not try to make it soft. Have a fun race, and then you get punctures. You have tire blowouts just constantly. That's going to be a big problem. That's way worse of a
I
problem
think
than
that'd
just
be
having a
worse,
boring race on hard
honestly.
tires. So, but then Logano followed that up with yeah, I get it. And then he was like, but with everything, the way we've been going in NASCAR, we've been swinging for the fences. We can't be conservative. We have to keep pushing this envelope, to try to find what
Tire
works.
War
Very
We need to,
10.0.
we need to push the envelope to find what's fun and what's good. What makes this good now, while we have everybody's attention. We can't come back in 3 years and be like, hey, we fixed the next gen car, but everybody that was casually trying to get into it already moved on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I
So-
think this tire was the biggest.
NASCAR has a lot of momentum right now. You're exactly right with that. NASCAR has a lot of momentum right now. They need to use it. They really need to use their momentum right now.
Yeah. I mean, I think that
Racing,
coming out to a dirt race, that'd be fun.
racing in general and the motorsports world is getting a lot of momentum right now. It's getting a surge that it used to get even in the 90s. I don't think it's ever going to reach that peak again, but it's getting a lot of momentum. And if NASCAR doesn't capitalize that, I feel like they're doomed. Honestly.
It's because millennials hate cars, but our generation, we like
Millennials
cars.
hated cars. It was so strange. But
We like
the
cars.
younger
It's really
generation
cool.
is into cars. Formula One is capitalizing. Formula One is really capitalizing.
Well, I mean, and with Formula
We're
One,
seeing
it's
that.
some people are like, well, Formula One, they're taking all the viewers away. But it's Formula One is bringing in casual
No,
viewers that would
I'm
never
not-
turn an eye to NASCAR.
They're not taking away viewers. People aren't
when
I'm gonna watch this
when
one
Formula One floods the pond, all the boats rise. You know what I mean? Formula One might have a yacht over there, but our little rowboat over here on the oval tracks ain't doing too bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. It's not like
And
one's doing good doesn't mean the other one can either.
Yeah, because
So
when you
are
bring
not
an
like the
American
races
audience
are
that would
ever
never
on.
look at Redneck Circle Sport ever, watch Formula One, go, wow, racing is kind of cool. I wonder what everybody was all hyped about that NASCAR stuff for, and then they come check it out.
Yeah,
You know what I
exactly.
mean?
Not
So-
only that, it's not like you can't watch both. A lot of
Exactly.
Formula One races are
Formula
on
One's
at
at 7 in the
odd
morning.
hours. Yeah, Australia, because there's such a time difference. I was watching that at 2:30.
Yeah,
in the
we
morning?
watched that race live after the Martinsville race, cleansing our racing
That
fix
was a
for
good
the weekend.
race. That was a
The
good
race was great. It was a great sprint race. That's going to be a big talking point in a minute here. But yeah, it was a great race. We all enjoyed it. We watched it at 1:30 in the morning, 2 in the morning, about when it finished up. Watched it live. But yeah, I'm just people, we need to capitalize on this, and I agree with Joey Logano when it just comes down to like you can't be conservative here. And it's funny, that is like I mean, you watch Joey Logano drive; he's the same way. So it's cool to see this come. But I feel like a lot of drivers agree with him here, and I'm glad that drivers like Logano, like Harvick, like Hamlin, like Kyle Busch, they're not afraid to kind of speak up about it now, and nearly. They love this sport. They want it to succeed. They want it to prosper. And they finding issues with the car. Think about it. If we come back to Martinsville and we bring a softer tire and we're able to lay down rubber, guys can fight on the top side. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
think about it. You roll in on the top on a guy, you outbrake him, you roll in on the top, you use that rubber you got, you downshift fourth, maybe even pull third and get drive off down the back straight. You're able to race him into 3 and 4. We got side-by-side action. We had none of that this weekend because everybody's so stuck in their little conga line, So
on top of that, rubber laid down already because, maybe no rain this time, right? So you have the Xfinity and the truck rubber that's laid down there. So you already got something. And the temperature was so bad for the way.
Yeah, I mean, super cold. So we're racing in like 30-degree weather at night on a track that got rained on all day, washed completely clean, and we're on hard tires.
Yeah, that was.
How are we supposed to have a race? That's exciting. We're going to have a race. Don't get me wrong, but we are not going to have a competitive side-by-side battle. That is not going to happen.
Right. That's
exactly what we saw. I think if we can get these tires softer, make them be able to race side by side, make them be able to, because if you're going to go balls to the wall and pass everybody in 15 laps, congratulations, come lap 35, you're done. Those tires are scorched. They're done for. And you got to make it 50 more laps to the end of the stage at least. If we don't get a caution, you're out of luck.
Right. Like, I think that's great.
We saw that at Richmond in the very end of the race. And if we could get that at Martinsville, we would be golden. So, I don't know. That's my spiel on tire talk. I don't know what y'all got.
No, I completely agree. I think everything you said is spot on. Tire.
Yeah. There's a lot to be done.
Okay, so to move off of that.
Wait, let me add one more thing.
Okay, we got one thing for me. Okay, what's up, Adrian?
Let's be like, it's not like NASCAR's just going to ignore that. Like, they are going to make changes to the tire. Then it just becomes a question, well, is it a car issue? And I guess that'll be what it comes to in.
We'll find that out down the line.
Yeah. Because, they're going to fix the tires. They're going to make, it's
going
to make it a less
firm
firm
tire.
tire. It's going to be.
The drivers are complaining. Everybody was complaining about this race. There's no way they can just ignore all of it.
Yeah, let's get the tire fix done fast, and then let's go from there.
Mile and a half right now. Keep up the great work. They're doing great.
Yeah, mile and a half.
Short tracks. I think we need soft tire.
Yeah,
or softer tire.
In the short track,
we need softer tire, and we need maybe take a little bit of the brake out. Make them mandate. Make them run a smaller caliper. Make them run a smaller brake. Just something. We run tiny brakes at the super speedways. Why don't we run a little bit smaller brake? You don't have to be the little baby pizza cutters they run on the plate tracks, but
Maybe a little smaller.
Let's run a smaller brake. Just tap NASCAR. Be like, this is the biggest brake you can run.
Yeah, I think that's a really good.
I don't know.
Way
something
to do it.
to think about. I don't know. Could open up more issues. Could be a can of worms. Who knows? We will get to that when the time comes. But I think that I agree with the drivers, and I agree with we need to keep pushing the envelope here. We got to try things. We got to keep going because if we have stuff like this, we're turning away people. And right now we are sitting on a big pot of potential, and I'd hate to see it go to waste. So with that being said, another thing that I think is hurting the potential, and I think, Vito, you're going to segue us into this anyway, and you brought it up before and a little bit, and I cut you off, and now we're going to talk about that.
There are too many cautions
There are too many cautions, and it's not the number of cautions, it's the length of the cautions.
Yeah.
I think there's a fix for this. I do. I think there's a very easy fix for this. With our biggest issue, stage brakes right now, in my opinion. I think from the bottom of my heart that stage brakes and stage cautions, I think they only work on the super speedways and, Atlanta, because fuck. Atlanta.
It's weird. So weird.
That fucking place. But, My joke answer is SRX fun cautions. That's my joke answer, which it takes away the integrity from the sport or whatever. But my real answer is you won stages. Just give the stage points. Don't bring a caution, especially at road courses.
Yeah, especially road courses.
The biggest issue with stage cautions isn't boring racing. It's that it takes the strategy out of racing. Because, there used to be a point before stage cautions where you could just say, like, oh, fuck, you know what? I got a little bit of fuel left. Do I risk trying to drive it home and hope we get a caution? Or do I pit under green, get my fuel, and then try and fight my way back up? Now it's just, fuck it. I can make the fuel last for 10 laps.
Yeah,
takes away a really big strategy element of racing, and I don't enjoy that.
that's something that could have made the race a lot better this week. Like
It's
this
not
race
as bad as
but it could have been different if we had more green flag stop.
Yeah.
Like put in more pit strategy and see what happens. It could have been a crazy strategy race if nothing else. Like we saw at Richmond, there was a lot of strategies guys there. So if we didn't get the regular beating and banging Martinsville race we normally get, maybe we can get a strategy race out of it.
It's really funny because I think that pit strategy, it sounds boring, it's your pit stop strategy. It sounds boring, but that'll make it really fucking exciting to watch.
Yeah,
it adds stakes.
So much.
We saw this with Pocono last year. You don't want every race to become down to strategy, but once in a while, it was great seeing Pocono, a track that's honestly kind of sucked in recent years, get this crazy, came down to the end with strategy in honestly both races.
One race was tire strategy, the other was fuel strategy. It was a lot of fun.
I think they're good in moderation.
But I think they only come in moderation.
Yeah.
Yeah, it only happens in moderation.
I don't remember watching NASCAR before cautions and just seeing a million races come down to who's gonna run out of gas. You know what I mean? It was a lot of them were just okay. That guy's got this thing in the bag. Let's see if he can just make a clean final stop. He's got this thing. It's over. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But when we got a good fuel mileage race, it was fun, and we watched Pocono last year, specifically the fuel mileage race. I think that was a Sunday race.
Yeah, Sunday.
We watched the Sunday race, and I remember, watching it with you guys, we were all just having a ball because it was so much fun. It was oh my God, who's going to make it? And then here comes the fourth gear warrior, Kyle Busch, to just stretch that thing home. It was oh my God.
Fuel saving.
Yeah, it was amazing. We had a blast watching that, and it just felt so like such a relief of fresh air because it was wow, we just watched that play out. I don't know about y'all, but we watch every race now. We sit down. So long as you hit on the setup, right? How hard is it to get the race down, right? Ready? Here we go. Green flag. We're going to run 25 laps if it's COVID time or it rained, and we're going to get a competition caution. What are we going to do, Chris?
Pit, take tires.
Pit, take tires. Okay, pit, take tires. Then what are we going to do? We're going to run to the end of stage one. Where do we finish? Wherever the hell we finish. What are we going to do at stage one?
Pit, take tires.
We're going to pit and take tires. We're going to put 4 on, and we're going to take the green, and we're going to run it green to stage 2. And what are we going to do?
Take more
tires. We're going to pit and take more tires. 4 tires, babe. Put 4 tires on. Then we're going to go green, the last stage a little bit longer. What are we going to do about halfway through?
Make a green flag stop.
We're going to make a green flag. The one green flag stop of the pit race. One green flag stop of this entire race. Don't mess it up. Everybody gets it right, but one guy, we're going to pit. We're going to put 4 on, and we're going to go back out, and we're going to run to the end. Every single race is like that. I think 90% of the races are pit at the stage break, take 4. Pit at the stage break, take 4. Run it to the end. Green flag pit stop if needed.
Oh yeah.
Caution comes out. Pit, take 4. It's with the exception of the green white checkered. Has anybody taken 2?
Oh,
really.
Who takes 2 anymore? Who stretches a set? Who tries to save gas?
Yeah.
Would you?
What's the point? You know that there's a caution coming at lap 100. Drive to lap 100. You know what I mean?
Literally just putting yourself at a disadvantage. Guess what?
I don't see how this
Everyone
makes the
else
racing
isn't.
more exciting because it's basically you're locked in these. It's like everybody's on the same strategy. There's no differences in the strategy. We're running heat, run to the end.
Mm-hmm.
And it's I
totally
don't know. I'm not a big fan. I kind of like the fun of stage points. I could do without them, honestly. I don't know if that's just me being a traditionalist, but because it's like at that point, if you're like have the stage points and then don't throw the yellow, there's two sides to that. One, to me, it's always seemed excessive. It's like you're just throwing in points for the sake of throwing in points. But I agree on the contrary of like, well, if the stage break is coming, we can stretch our fuel out and get off the normal strategy that would be more effective to try to squeeze out some points. But, we're going to lose time. And if we get past the stage, we got to pit. Everybody else is already pitted. Now we're off sequence. That's going to like screw us over in 500, in 200 laps, at the end of this thing. So it's like there's a game to be played there. I think that's way more pure. I agree with you, Vito, on it. Yeah, it's a more pure game. Not because it's just like when we just run, throw a yellow. Now, anybody else, want to talk stages? Because I know I have a point I want to bring up, but I don't want to cut off the stage point because I think we're on a really good topic here.
I think the biggest issue is I think that you don't need them, but if you really do need them, really need the stage points, just don't throw the yellow, man. Throw it at Talladega, throw it at Daytona, throw it at Atlanta. Don't throw the yellow fucking at Martinsville. Don't throw it at fucking Coda. Do not throw it at Coda.
Yeah.
He's God.
So long.
Please, God, don't throw it at Coda.
I mean, the road course races as a whole have been ruined by stage racing.
No, it's awful.
Seriously.
They're absolutely ruined. Because it's either you go to Sonoma and you go, okay, what are we going to do? Do y'all want to race for stage points or you want to race for the win? You have to pick. Because if everybody pits before, and then it's like you get no stage points, or you might get 2 or 1, you might get 8th, 9th, 10th, you know what I mean? If depending on how many cars pit. But you're not going to get a stage win. And to add on to that, that's going to help you get the track position when those guys pit at the yellow, because there's got to be a yellow and they have to pit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So you keep getting the track position, and that gives you a position to drive away and win the race in the final stage. Because I don't know about y'all, but I don't see somebody coming from 29th on the last, at the stage, at the end of stage 2, the final stage start, and driving up and passing Chase Elliott, Martin Truex Jr., for the win at a road course. So you're going to have to drive through 27 cars to get to that guy who has been padding his lead since the moment they threw the green. You know what I mean?
Right.
You have no chance. But hey, you got stage points. You know what I mean? So it's like, what do you do? It just ruins it for me. It's lame. It sucks.
If nothing else, they at least should get rid of them in road courses. Like, if they weren't going to get rid of them anywhere else, the one place that they should absolutely is road courses.
Yes. But I don't think we need them. We don't need more cautions because the real problem that I have with cautions, stages, whatever, they've been around for years now. I've gotten used to them. It's, whatever NASCAR wants to do your thing. I don't like them because, I don't like the cautions. I don't care about the points. I don't like the cautions because it takes out the strategy. It ruins the race to me because it's just so cut and dry of just pit, run to the end, pit, run to the end, pit, run to the end. You know what I mean? It's like, what are we doing here? You know what I mean?
It's
the
same race.
My problem is the length of the cautions. Okay, let me give you a scenario.
Mm-hmm.
Take the green and white checkered stage ends. We're at Texas Motor Speedway, right?
Oh boy.
Oh no.
It's a racetrack. Okay, we're anywhere. It doesn't matter where we are. I'm giving you a mile and a half. We take the stage 1 ends at the mile and a half, right? Now we're going around the track and slowing down. Now we've caught the pace car. That's lap 1. We go around again. The field is completely bunched. That's lap 2. We go around again. We didn't do anything. Why did we go around again? We go around again. It's lap 4 now. Come around. Lap 4, come into lap 5. Pit road opens for the leaders. The leaders come in pit. We go around again. Now pit road is open for everyone. Lap cars come in pit. Now we go around again. The field's bunched up. That's 7. We go around again. That's 8. We go around. That's 9. The lights are out. And then coming around on 10, we've taken the green flag. Why did we need 10 laps to pit? Two lines of pitting.
Yeah.
Why did we need 10
stupid.
laps? Do you know how long 10 laps of caution takes?
It takes a while.
At like 50 to 60 to 70 to 80 miles an hour, we are taking 12 to 15 minutes of race time away, just going like, what are we doing? What the fuck? Can we go? You know what I mean? Like,
Holy fuck, dude! Like,
you know, how many times do I need to see Liberty Mutual before we throw the green? That's why they're doing it. I can't
that's
stand it.
You mean
Found it out.
you mean
It's
Liberty
fucking
Bibbity,
Hulu.
Brendan?
Liberty, Bibbity, Liberty, get the fuck off my screen. I want to
Figured
watch
it
race
out.
cars. I don't want to watch, you know, Symbicort, Huff and Puff the Wolves. The old guy died. I don't give a shit. Let's go. You know?
the Magic Dragon.
Like, God, you know, it's frustrating. And it's gotten worse and worse and worse. And Kevin Harvick brought this up, I believe. And regardless if he did or not, this needs to change because Americans have boomed on Formula One. And I don't know if you ever watched a Formula One race. And not only is it a 90-minute sprint, pretty much, give or take. The race is not that long. The race links, we'll get into that in a minute. That's been another big talking point this week. But the fact that they run commercial-free and, they're road racing, so it's like, we might see a virtual, we might see a full safety car, we'll get a restart. It takes them a lap and a half to 3 laps at most to get going again, It boggles my mind why NASCAR, of all people, need... let me give you another scenario. The stage breaks. That happens twice a race, guaranteed. Okay? Mm-hmm. NASCAR, Josh Bilicki is running in 35th, and he spins out off turn 2 at Las Vegas, right?
Oh, no.
And he slides to the inside, and he doesn't hit anything, and we throw the yellow because we had a spin. That's fine. It's whatever, Saw the big incident, big smoke cloud off 2. Don't know if somebody got in the wall, whatever. Throw the yellow. That's fine. Throw the yellow. Josh Bilicki fires up his old shit box, gets it spun around, gets back in line. Why are we having 8 laps of caution? There is nothing on the track.
Yeah, there's nothing.
There is nothing on the track. You send the safety crews out there to give it a little brush by and go, okay, we're good. Pull them back behind the wall. There's about 15 wall cuts.
Yeah,
Let's go.
Take that long.
Did anybody want to pit? Okay, first time by. Bilicki's back in line. He's 15 laps down anyway. Open pit lane for the leaders. Open pit lane for them. It should take 3 laps. 3 laps. 4 if you need to push it. 4 if you got to clean up debris. 4, maybe even 5. We wreck a car. 5 laps. We got to pile up 6. That's okay. 8 for a self spin. That nothing's on the track. The cars are rolling. There's the only thing out there that could be a problem is Casper the friendly fucking ghost. We don't need this. Let's go. We can't wait on this Liberty Mutual bullshit. You know what I mean? It's just annoying. And
I gotta say, there is a chance that they're doing it literally just for ad space.
No, it's ad space. Look at it this way. Let's put on our corporate hats real quick. Okay, stage breaks. They make the racing exciting. What do they really mean? Follow the money, kiddos. You can go to a courtroom, find your advertisers. Who wants to advertise on Fox? Who wants to advertise on NBC? Liberty Mutual, Symbicort, Coke, you need to try it first. Busch, beer, whatever. So you got your 5 rerun million commercials because NASCAR just does that shit. And so we have 5 rerun commercials, and we get everybody lined up. Okay, here we go. Here comes the big moment. Throw the stage break caution. Run them all on TV. It's like you can guarantee ad space. You can guarantee ad space for all these people. You will get an ad at the 45-minute mark, and you will get an ad at the minute or the hour and 25-minute mark. You will get an ad on your screen. We can sell this to you, tried and true. We are going to have a caution right here, and you will get an ad on my TV screen. You know what I mean? So it's just too many fucking yellows, man.
I am not.
Too many yellow laps. These take too long. We go to a road course. We have to watch Road America, a 4-mile pace lap for more than 2? Oh my God.
Should be 1
Just
lap.
pull over and shoot me already. It's not feasible. We do not have the attention spans for this bombastic bullshit. I'm sorry.
I blame my phone.
I mean, even if we don't have the attention span, go watch any NASCAR race from the year 2008 back. We watch those race rewinds during the week sometimes. I know I watch them, when I'm just chilling around the house.
Yeah,
I see Ricky Craven about kill himself and 4 children at Darlington. His car is in 40 pieces on the front straightaway. And they get that thing green again in 4 laps.
Like, what the hell?
How does IndyCar go to Texas Motor Speedway and put a IndyCar in the wall and put about a minefield of fiberglass in the racetrack, and that crew gets that thing green again in 4 laps? Why is Josh Bilicki spinning? Why is a piece of fucking Lay's potato chip bag on the back straight causing a 9-lap caution? It just doesn't make sense. It boggles my mind, and it ruins the races for me. You know?
Yeah.
So that's just my thing about cautions. Like, we need to make them shorter, please. I can't sit through this. It's miserable at the track. It's even worse on TV because you have to have a million ads blasted in your face. It's just too much. It doesn't make sense. And it's like, we have these forced stops at the caution, for the stage break. And then you watch the lap ticker when you finally come back off commercial. You know what I mean? We're not watching the field bunch up and go, all right, what's the pit strategy going to be? Because we already know. Take 4. Put a gas in it, take 4. So what do? They run ads on our screen. We cut off the ad break when the leaders are coming down pit road. They leave pit road. Not even the top 10 gets off pit road. We go back to commercial.
Right.
Every fucking week. We don't watch the lap cars pit. It's just like... We watch 2 replays of the wreck that brought out the yellow. We go, when we go to commercial. We come back for the pit stops. We watch the leaders on pit road. We go back to commercial. We watch them from the time they hit the pit entry line to the time 10th place leaves and the little ticker stops counting. And we go back to commercial. And we come back and we threw the stage caution at lap 185 and we look at the ticker and it is lap 202. How the fuck does that happen? That is unacceptable. The people at the track deserve better. The people at home deserve better. It's just
people deserve better.
That's just my 2 cents on the deal. I know I took a total tangent and overshot all y'all on this, but it's something that really, really bothers me, and I think it needs to be stated, even to our audience of 10. Just get it out there. Spread the word.
Live sports.
Spread the
commercial
word.
Thing has been boiling over since the 500. 500, I was the most pissed off because it was the 500. But this has been getting worse and worse since the 500. And I think it's finally starting to boil over.
Mm-hmm.
And it's fucking, it's, again, I hate commercials. Hulu. It still stands that the spin tunnel community has. Fuck Hulu.
Don't have live sports.
NASCAR is a sport where you watch billboards go in a circle. At the end of the day, I am being advertised to the entire time I'm watching a race. I do not
if you
want
want your
to be advertised to.
Car, get your shit on a car.
Yeah.
That's
on
how
a
you
car.
do it, man.
I don't want to watch your fucking stupid puppet bitch commercial Liberty Mutual. Or I don't care about your funny Applebee's song.
Get your shit on a car. That's it. People are actually going to pay attention to stuff.
An Applebee's car. I love Applebee's. I'll root for the Applebee's car. I don't want to watch fucking Applebee's on a date night. Oreo shake.
Some whipped cream.
Fuck you. It's just right. Fuck.
I don't know. And it's brought in the conversation now. People are like, "Do we need to make these races shorter?" I'm into the idea of making them shorter. I don't think we need to have all of these super long races. Atlanta definitely did not need to be 500 miles.
No, Atlanta definitely.
This race being, think about it. We took Martinsville and we made it 500 in the spring and the fall. Now we have 400 in the spring and we just watched that. And people didn't want to watch after lap 115. We were like, this race took forever. It was such a drag because it was boring.
Yeah.
And then we got to sit under yellow for 15 of it. We talked about this before the show. Thursday night, we watched the truck race. I don't remember the number, but I think we spent about 49% of the race under caution.
Yeah, that race was a shit show.
But, it's not like we had a ton of DNFs and demolished trucks. We might have wrecked about 4.
But, the caution kept coming out stupid every time, and then they would take way too long under caution.
4 hours to clean up two little trucks that banged into each other, and one got radiator water on the ground. Oh my God.
There's one advantage of there being cautions. We got to see the Gumby sign.
The Gumby sign kept us sane, but come Xfinity night, we have Talladega turn 1 with 2 to go, and that's a 25-minute red flag.
Yeah, because the one car misses
shift and the entire field packs in behind him.
And it's like, I get it. But also, I mean, red flag. This happened twice in Xfinity this year.
Yeah.
This happened at Auto Club. We had a 35-minute red flag or some shit for a green-white checker. Just call the race.
Yeah, just because
It's
Brandon
dark
Jones.
out. Just call it.
Brandon Jones, and it was because he sent sand everywhere. You know where he sent sand? Not on the track.
Yeah, the pit
What,
lane.
are they gonna pit again? They're not gonna pit again.
Drive. You're taking the tire. If you're coming on pit road, take the fucking tires off. You can't deal with a little sand on them.
Yeah,
I get it because it's not the sand on the track; it's the safety barrels. But the track just got compromised with the safety barrels have been destroyed. Are we really going to rebuild the racetrack for a 2-lap shootout?
put new safety barrels there under yellow.
Yeah, you got them on standby, and then they got to clean up the mess. And it's just this happened in the Indy 500, in 2020. Guy, I forget who it was. Might have been Jack Harvey. I don't know. Besides the point, he hits the tires at the entry of the pit lane wall and has a violent crash with 2 or 3 laps to go, 4 laps to go in the Indy 500. That ends the race. We finish it under yellow, or we go red and we call it because we're not going to finish it. Some fans might be, you got to finish the race under green, but it's whatever. That's a whole other can of worms. The big point here at the end of the day is just, you can't take this long under caution. People want to watch racing. Even if it's boring racing, at least the cars are on track and they're competing. When they're just bobbling around behind a XLE Camry all day, watching these human rain delays of cautions, just stop it. The people don't want this. Any new fan comes in is going to be what the shit, guys? You know what I mean? Imagine you're watching the NFL on Sunday, and it's all of us. You're a big fan of football, and all of a sudden, they call a timeout in the second quarter with 8 minutes to go. Timeout's called. Okay, whatever. We'll go readjust. Give it a minute, and we'll have a commercial break. What if they just stopped playing for 15 minutes? And then went back to playing? What? You know what I mean? What? You just going to watch everybody stand around? Because that's all they're doing. They're just putting around. I don't know. It's just, it's so draining. It ruins the fun for me. Because you can get excited about something, and you're like, oh, this is shaping up to be a good battle. 15 minutes of caution. You forgot what you had for breakfast yesterday. That's how long it took. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there went all the fun. The wind, it's like they take the wind out of your sail, but instead of just taking the wind out of it, they took it down, burned it, and sent it to the moon. It's just unacceptable, and it needs to be dealt with. But anyway, while we got all this aggression going around, I think it's time we move on off this because we've said enough.
Yeah, it was a lot.
We saw this in the Xfinity race, and with all the aggression,
I think when we got this aggression,
we got to talk about fighting.
Yeah.
Fighting in NASCAR. Well, we're all pissed off here.
So bad.
That's just short track racing. It breeds aggression and violence.
I think that it's definitely fighting. It's part of our sport. We have to accept it. But when NASCAR says, boys have at it, that does, it happened again. Ty Gibbs gets out of the car in the Xfinity race, and he's not happy with Sam Mayer, and he walks down there, and he has a few choice words for him. Sam Mayer has some words back. They exchange. Ty Gibbs, definitely not the most liked in the garage area right now. Sam Mayer goes to take his helmet off. Well, Ty has his words. We don't know what he says, and he leaves with a baby bitch push off, right? He has
the
his
one
words,
Joey Logano
and he
gave
shoves
Hamlin
him.
that
Same
one
thing
time.
that Logano did to Hamlin a few years back. He shoves him. He gives him a bump on the chest with his hands. Takes both hands and bumps him on the chest, and he walks away. You don't, if you're gonna go over and have words, you can't put your hands on somebody and then walk away. You know what I mean? By that point, you've now opened the door for for a physical altercation to break out if the other guy wants to and wants to have a little, wants to get into all that, have a little scrap. So he shoves him, starts to walk away. Sam Mayer is like, I'm not having that shit. You came over here and just talked your shit and then pushed me and then walked away with tail between your legs. Like, no, come back here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What's that all about? Hey, you want to put your hands on me? Like, what do you fuck you. You know what I mean? So
Don't fucking do that.
Sam Mayer is like, yeah, okay, you want to shove me now and walk away? Like, what are you, a little bitch? You know, so he goes back over there, and Sam Mayer, he ain't gonna be ridiculed as the bitch got online. He's gonna be mad. He takes his helmet off. The moment he gets his helmet up over his forehead, Ty Gibbs just swings on him and gets him right in the chin. Like, you know, Sam Mayer takes his helmet off, puts it down, and then gets decked by a guy who's got his helmet on still. You can't do that.
Granted.
You can't do that. I don't want to hear it. No granted, no nothing.
He
You're
was
going
in
to
the
start
middle
a
of
fight.
taking his helmet off.
No, what needs to happen, you know, and I get it. Ty Gibbs, he laid some fucking shots on Sam Mayer, but it's like you're hitting a guy who's, you know, stuck in a mob of your own pit guys. He can barely move, and you're just laying shots on him while his helmet's off, and you still got yours on, so what's he going to do, hit you? You know what I mean? So,
I'm gonna hit you in your helmet.
He was taking his own helmet off when he got shoved. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Like,
but I feel like you could just take it off after that.
Yeah, no, take the shove and be like, and then take your helmet off, put it down, and get back into the scrap. You know what I mean?
You can hit the fucker with the helmet.
Like, there's no excuse, I don't think, dude.
You're gonna do a dirty shot. Just hit the fucker with the helmet.
Think about it. But the thing is he got hit with taking his helmet off, but he started it with the first contact with his helmet on.
yeah.
If he wanted to fight, he should have taken his helmet off. I think if we're going to fight NASCAR, we need to get Big Jackman Earl out of it, because if we're going to let him fight at least for 30 seconds and then let the ref step in. We need to do this. NHL does it perfectly. The NHL is the only professional sport that sanctions fighting and allows it to happen for at least a time being before anybody gets too hurt. Because people are going to get pissed off. I think we're going NASCAR, and people are going to get pissed off. We're going to have fighting, and we're going to promote it like we do.
Not exactly the way NHL does it, because they keep their helmets on.
No, they keep their helmets on, but you know what happens?
They're
when it's time
open-face
for a
helmets,
fight,
Adrian.
the gloves come off and they throw them down.
Other than that, Vito, they have glass.
You take
there.
the
It's
gloves
not-
off and you throw them down. The
Hit
the
the guy in the
gloves go
chin.
down, right? That's a big fucking deal. Helmets come off, the gloves go down. And I think in NASCAR, if you want to start a fight, helmets got to come off. That's your signal. You take your helmet off and put it down, and the other guy, he takes his helmet off and he puts his down, and they get in each other's face, and if somebody swings, let them have at it, at least till they go to the ground. Or somebody gives up. Or it gets out of hand. You know what I mean? Let them get a couple shots in on each other and break it up. If one guy's getting his ass handed to him, break it up. If they're having a good scrap, let them go for a minute till it hits the ground or they get tied up. You know what I mean? Let them get their anger out, then send them to the hauler, have them talk about it, and then we move on about our day. It's like we saw this with Hamlin. Logano, they both take their helmets off. They have their discussion. They come to words. Logano shoves Hamlin off and walks away. Hamlin, I'm not going to take getting shoved. Hey, why are you putting your hands on me? He gets his hands on Logano. He didn't even swing on Logano. And then here comes like Logano's Jackman or whatever, and just from behind, blindside, wraps around, gets a neck hold on Hamlin, and drags him and slams him to the ground backside. Like, he could have hit his head. Like, that's a driver. He could have just hit his head, you know? Like, I'm not saying fighting should be... It's dangerous, okay? It's stupid and it's dangerous. But you shouldn't have third parties getting involved. If something's driving...
Let it be between the
drivers and let it be at that. You know what I mean? If a big driver... You know, I don't think Ty Gibbs is going to have that same demeanor if he's going to go approach Ryan Newman. You know what I mean?
No.
We're going to have fair-ish fights between equally sized guys. We're not going to have anything crazy. Just let them have their scrap and then let it be done. You know, separate them once they get a few shots in on each other. And I think you should, you know, if you're going to go over there and start a fight, you should punish a guy, you know? Like, you can't just swing on him with a helmet, or you can't just have your friends come in and jump the guy.
We got to go Myles Garrett mode. Yeah, you take off your helmet and then use it to beat the fuck out of the other guy.
It's just, I don't know. It's just like, if we're going to fight, we got to at least have some kind of unwritten rules around it, because it's like every fight that we see in NASCAR is just garbage. Exceptions have occurred, but I don't know.
Like last year, Noah Gragson versus Daniel Hemrick.
It was fun for about 2 seconds until Gregson is laying shots on Hemrick, who's being held back by his crew member. Like, they're just jumping him at that point.
Yeah,
like that's not a fight. Man. That's just assault. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when you have Gordon and Keselowski lay a couple hands on each other's, and then their entire pit crews start fighting. Let the pit crews fight. Pit crew guys are fighting pit crew guys. Drivers fighting driver. Whatever. Let the mob ensue and then break it up.
Yeah, it's just crazy. Riot. What a fucking riot.
I know. I just think it would be a self-fixing problem, because if there's ever a thing that's worth fighting over and the guys are that heated, they will fight. knowing they don't have all their boys behind them. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's like you're on your own. You want to go over there and try to fight that guy? You better kick his ass. You know what I mean? Because you're about to get your ass handed to you, embarrassed in front of everybody.
You're on TV right now, bro.
Yeah, like you're on TV right now. You know, you can't be over there being Mr. Tough Guy, like swing on him. And, hold me back. You know what I mean? Like, nah, get that shit out of here. You want to fight? You better take your helmet off, go over there like a man, and start swinging and have them fight.
Yeah,
you know, Daniel Hemrick can't walk up and be like, I'm going to swing on you and then fall back behind Earl and Jack and Bob, who are going to, you know, they're 300-pound athletes.
Yeah, I was going to say, the fucking crew guys are huge sometimes.
Yeah, that's a 260-pound athlete. And your 145-pound scrawny ass just started a fight, and then you put him out there? Nah, get that shit out of here.
As far as race car drivers concerned, Noah Gragson, as far as race car drivers concerned, is like a big dude compared to the other guys. You know, he's dense.
Yeah.
So, like,
go fight.
So I'm saying, though, it's a self-fixing problem. Like, you think Ty Gibbs is going to go over to, you know, Ryan Newman and go out there and be tough guy and start laying hands on him?
No.
Hell no. You know what I mean?
Like, no.
It's not
Fucking
going to
man's
happen.
gonna take him to fucking Suplex City or some shit. What the fuck?
So, I don't know. It happens every year. We at least get one or two or three, and every time it's the same story, and then NASCAR wants to promote it. I get it if you're not going to promote it, but if you're going to promote it, then we need to sanction this in some way, you know, quote unquote sanction this, because it's stupid every time. It's such an embarrassment.
It sucks.
There was that one
Every
funny
single.
I mean, yeah, and I was thinking the same
one.
thing. When you let two drivers fight on their own, it sucks because you'll get John West Townley fight, and that was just, you know, at that point the officials just step in. You know, it's the same thing. Okay, they went to the ground. This is stupid. Break them apart. They're making fools of themselves on national TV.
It was just embarrassing to watch.
It was just
that
embarrassing. It was like watching two drunk guys at the football game who were both blind. It was just
Even this one, who was fucking?
It was just aggressive.
Buddy who wasn't fucking. Sam Mayer, right? That's his name, Sam Mayer.
yeah.
Yeah.
What the fuck was his plan? He just rubbed his fucking cock on Ty Gibbs' ass. Like, what was his
Yeah,
plan?
he's like, oh shit, I'm getting my ass beat. What do I do? Just wrap him up and hold on to him like you're falling off. It's like the Titanic.
Yeah.
It's like,
Fuck it. It's how high schoolers fight. It's
okay,
how fucking
yeah, you
high
wrapped
school
him up.
fight.
There we go. Step and break up the fight, which is kind of what they did.
They're
But
just out of high school. Both of them
Yeah.
out of high school.
I don't know.
That is
It's
kind of
just-
funny.
It's just it's embarrassing to watch these shitty fights. If
Yeah,
we're gonna
a lot of
fight,
it.
make it
Yeah.
worthwhile and let them really rock each other at least once before everybody steps in and ruins the.
we could do Vito's idea. Every driver has a gun and one bullet. You could save it to the end of the race for the fight.
Yeah.
You only
No,
get
that's not-
one.
No, the idea is not that every driver has a gun. It's that at random, a driver is selected to have a gun with one bullet, and he can use it however he chooses.
Don't fight the guy with the gun. But you also
Yeah.
don't know if he has the gun or not.
And no,
Be on
nobody
your toes.
knows who has it. If you choose to fight the guy with the gun, fuck you.
Imagine like Sam Mayer and Ty Gibbs are arguing, and then Ty Gibbs just says to Sam Mayer, "Hold on." He turns around, goes to his car, gets a fucking
An
Glock.
Austin 316 made
Yeah, imagine
Brian
if you're on
9
pit
millimeter.
road and it's like, hey man, you got me off 3. Fuck you. Oh yeah, fuck you. Oh yeah, fuck you. And he pulls a Glock on him. Like, what the fuck?
It's fucking
Brian
Pillman
Pillman.
9 millimeter.
Literally
Fucking,
Brian
like,
Pillman
he
mode.
holds it sideways.
Yeah, he's got it sideways. Like, hey, fuck you.
Yeah.
Chaos ensues. Riots start. Brian
Yeah.
Pillman cut the cameras.
He means Pillman 9 millimeter. Yeah.
Pillman 9mm. Jesus Christ.
While
Anyway,
we're on the topic,
that's
let's
fighting.
maybe a less a non-violent fight. Haley Deegan has had enough.
Yeah. I'm just gonna open
Woman,
this.
who
We're in the
cares?
open segment now. This
Yeah.
is just we'll talk about whatever. I mean, we go
Right.
everything from Gumby pit
I
sign
mean,
to Liberty Mutual at this point.
Gumby pit
We're,
sign was the highlight of the truck race. It was awesome.
I like
we're
the part
talking
when
about
Johnny
that
Sauter
is
decided to
like-
stop turning and absolutely junk the one car.
Yeah, and then I don't know what Lawless Allen did. I'm interested to see.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, she went and yelled at him.
Yeah, she got mad at him.
I don't know what happened over there, but yeah, and then been fucking.
we were
beaten
kind
up.
of talking about this earlier with the drivers not being afraid of saying things, and kind of now with the fighting thing. NASCAR really needs to let drivers express their personality. There's a lot of personalities in NASCAR. A lot of the F1 draw is because of Drive to Survive, all these drivers with their like fucking,
Their
these big
stories, they have their
personalities of
story, they
drivers,
have them.
their
We see them
stories,
on
and
display. We know them beyond just race car driver.
Yeah, let
Yeah.
the guys do it too, because
We see their,
when you take personality
we
in
get a
NASCAR,
taste
you
into their sense of
Kyle
humor,
Busch.
their hobbies, their upbringing.
most I'll say most because a lot of them are fucking boring. Chase Elliott, but most NASCAR drivers. Fucking larger than life person, fucking Kurt and Kyle Busch. You can make
Yeah,
a
the
fucking
Busch
TV
brothers
show
alone.
out of them just doing fucking stupid shit. It'd be the
Yeah,
best thing on
like Kurt's
television.
mariachi band you got for Kyle for his birthday.
Yeah,
Like,
like
was
just
awesome.
those two, Harvick, fucking just, you know what I mean?
even though a lot
Like
of people don't like it, Danny Hamlin shows a lot of himself. You know?
One thing that is
NASCAR
interesting, by the way, I just saw this is that apparently Haley Deegan wasn't mad at Johnny Sauter because Sauter personally had one of his guys apologize to the one crew,
Okay, that's all
before
right.
the race was even over. So that explains that.
That explains that
NASCAR
one.
needs to promote these personalities.
Yeah,
You know what I
like
mean?
because I feel like Blaney is like a funny dude, but you don't see a lot of them.
Oh, you
Outside in
don't.
turn, right? Because there are some boring ass drivers. I mean, William Byron is not the most
Chase
entertaining
Elliott.
dude. Chase
Chase Elliott.
Elliott.
Yeah,
However,
gotta have
maybe if you
Andrew guys' personality cardboard.
maybe if you incentivize it a little bit more though, than some of those
It's
kind
like,
of
what are you gonna incentivize? Hey, stop being boring, ass. What's he gonna do?
yeah.
They're
He's
just drivers
he's
that are
gonna
just naturally boring. But there's some
I don't
others that are like fun, but you don't see any of them. Like again,
I've
Ryan
always
Blaney,
been a.
fun guy, but you never see
The thing is, right?
Bubba
I feel
Wallace.
like where they get their opportunities to do it, it's kind of fucking awful. Like that
Yeah.
fucking watermelon bit. Oh god, that Fox
Let's
watermelon
rush this
bit.
thing. He's done that.
No. I don't mean that. I mean
No,
like
the
the
Fox pre-race
watermelon
segment.
Oh, the
seed.
stupid Fox bit. Yeah, no, that
Yeah,
was stupid.
shit like that. Like
with the
give them
seed
like
or with
a
them
Netflix
smashing
Drive to
them.
Survive.
Wait,
Give them
the
a
seed
Drive
or
to
Michael
Survive.
Walker and him smashing them outside?
Seed.
No.
Yeah, the seed was
Smashing
the
one-
worst thing I've ever seen.
Smashing one could have been funny, but
It's Michael Waltrip. It's hard to make it.
because
You
it's
know,
Mikey.
Michael
Everyone
Waltrip.
loves Mikey.
You love Mikey.
Like I
That
think
seed one was just I had to turn it off.
have always been an advocate of a Drive to Survive NASCAR. Like it's
Yeah.
want to promote NASCAR, you need a Drive to
See, that's
Survive.
what
That's
I
why
think-
F1's getting its boom.
Not only that, but like not only would it give an insight into the drivers, it's just like show casuals why this means something.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
why
that's the
racing
biggest
matters.
thing that Drive to Survive is successful. And coming from a racing background, like it's not it's at the ground level. Everybody knows it's okay. What's motorsport? You're driving. Why you race? You just race cars in a lap circle. You just drive around in a loop all day and you win. Congrats. Like, what does that matter? You know what I mean? There's so much more to it. There's so many layers that you have to uncover. Like, why does this mean something? Why does to anybody that just turned on a race, like, they watch Kyle Larson win, and he's been winning everything, you know what I mean? Whoop-de-fucking do. But, like, why is it so exciting to look beyond that and see, like, oh my God, look, Chris Buescher got 8th. You know what I mean? Like, that's a great run for those guys, or Harrison Burton, a rookie, and he's been struggling this year, but he's running 6th right now. You know what I mean? Like, there's layers to this. Why does these things matter? Like the teams, we need it financially. They need this for technical development. Drivers are in a slump. Drivers are on the hot seat. They might lose their ride. You know what I mean? Like, we got to prove themselves. Why is like they need a motive to follow? And like Drive to Survive showed that motive. Like, why do we race? Why does this mean something? Why is motorsport encapsulate people's lives? You know what I mean?
I'm really
Because
good at, like,
there's a meaning behind it, and you learn that meaning. Now people don't just turn on a race and go, okay, those guys are quick and those guys suck. They go, those guys suck, but man, they're running great today. And this is going to help them a lot in the future because they can take this prize money and like do something with it and better their program, Like right now, if you were a casual watching NASCAR, like you wouldn't understand the rise that like Colleague Racing and Trackhouse have been putting on, the last 2 years. It's like these are awesome underdog stories that aren't getting any light because we just don't promote that.
Learning
People don't
why
get
it
it.
matters is very important. At the end of the day, right, my 3 favorite sports, right, they can come down to this is guys driving in a circle. This is just guys hitting each other, and this is guys pretending to hit each other. But learning why it matters at the end of the day
What
is
makes
what
it so interesting?
brings it interesting. The UFC, I love the UFC. The UFC is very good at this because they just give their guys a live mic and let them go. And it really fucking promotes like why this matters to them, why they fight. It promotes their stories. You know, they talk about their stories, their upbringings. UFC's really good at it. NASCAR needs to get better at it.
You know, like, why does it mean so much to win the Daytona 500? Because it has a big name and everybody knows about it? You know? Yeah, sure. But think about all of the people that stood in victory lane at Daytona before him. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The prestige. It's like, it's just everything. You know, this is motorsport. Why does it matter? And I think NASCAR, you know, think about it. Here's a great example. All the people out there. Implement on YouTube.
Yeah.
He'll make a video about Dale Earnhardt. And you read the comments. There's tens of thousands of comments of people who have never even given NASCAR the blemish of the mind, let alone cars or racing in general, but especially NASCAR, you know, the redneck circle sport. And they get to see this story. You know, it's told as a story. And then you start to understand why. Why was Dale the way he was? Who was Dale Earnhardt at the end of the day? You learn about, you know, his video about, you know, revenge in NASCAR. What does it mean? You know, like drivers getting back at each other. Like you tell it as a story. You give it, you know, you give it reasons. You make it into a, not, you know, a play or a soap opera or TV, but, you know, you know, don't overdo it, but you give it a little drama, you know, like you bring emotion into it. You bring passion into it. And that brings people because people want to share that story. They want to feel those emotions. You know what I mean? They want to be involved. They want to feel for, you know, that blue collar guy that made his own, even though his dad told him not to, you know, in racing and passed it on to his son and died doing the thing he loved. You know what I mean? It's like, that brings intrigue. It's like a great movie, but it's real.
You can embellish it a little bit too.
It happens in live time. We watch it every weekend, but you know, if we don't promote that, who's gonna know?
You can embellish it too. I doubt that like all the shit about the Talatigi Indians was that relevant to that video, but it added.
I fucking hate you so much. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
About the Talatigi Indians.
No, I'm saying you didn't need to include that, but it adds to like the drama.
It just adds depth. It gives NASCAR, at the end of the day, it gives NASCAR character. And it gets people to want to find out more. They want to learn more. Because when they hear the story of one, every driver out there has a story. Every track has a story. There's a million instances of rivalries, championship fights, underdogs. You know, there's so many things out there. Falls from grace. You know, there's trials and tribulations. There's lots of highs and there's lots of lows. It's racing.
London.
You know, it's such a, there's so much. It's a blooming flower, and people don't even want to look at it.
Let me ask you a question, Brandon. Why does it matter that Dale Earnhardt won the Daytona 500? He won at Daytona before. Won like pretty much, you know, he won at Daytona before. What does it matter?
It's
another race at Daytona.
Best
you know?
plate racer.
It's not that he won. He's the best restrictor plate racer. It's not that he won Daytona before 500. It's that after what was it? How many years was it of trying and failing?
20 years.
20 years
of the
trying
one thing
and
he could
so
never
close,
get. You know what I mean?
Getting so close.
He won everything
and he
there
never
is to
got
win,
it.
The big one.
Everything that could have gone wrong had gone wrong to him at some point. Wins.
Blew a tire in the last lap, hit a goal, whatever. Like there's so many things that have happened to that.
Then one race that he only won once, the race where he dies years later.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it matters that he won a Daytona 500. Yeah, he'd won Daytona before.
I mean, think about it. Think about it. I mean, to me, we never got to watch Dale Earnhardt Sr. race, right? But for all of his, you know, what, 76 wins, I believe.
Yeah, 76.
76 wins. The icon when it comes to, when you think NASCAR, you think Dale fucking Earnhardt. You know what I mean? Like to this day, everybody, if you don't know anything about racing, people know the name Dale Earnhardt. They know the three.
Dale.
They know, you know, he is NASCAR, and 7 championships, tied for the most all time. You know what I mean? 76 wins, won just about everything everywhere. But you look at his career and you just look at everything. You could throw every single trophy, every single championship, every single lap led in the trash can. All that matters is to checkered flag at the 1998 Daytona 500. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like that alone defined everything.
Yep.
And it's coming down the pit lane. Every single person on the pit lane shaking his hand. You know what I mean? Like it meant that much. Like we have stories like this. Maybe not. That's like probably the top of the top. But there is stories like this all around.
The story.
And we don't get to hear, we don't. We need to get that. We need to get that and bring people in.
Tony Stewart's meteoric rise. You know what I mean?
If you just try to go, hey, everybody, look, NASCAR, 400 laps,
Martin Truex
racing
story.
on
Yeah,
an
exactly. I
oval.
forgot.
They're racing. They're
Martin
beating and
Truex
banging.
story.
It's like, yeah, that's entertaining, but what's the point? And then that's where you bring them in. You know what I mean? That's where you bring them in.
Make a movie out of the Truex story.
Yeah,
that's where
there's
you
so many
bring in new
things.
viewers, and I think we need to do
Truex
that.
story. Like if you want to talk racing, Brad Keselowski's moved to ownership. That could be a big thing. Like there's a lot of big stuff. Denny Hamlin being a car owner.
Yeah.
Denny Hamlin not winning a championship.
Hamlin,
yet.
the car owner. Kyle Busch, the development,
Martin.
developing drivers.
Martin's
Dale
existence.
Jr.
The existence of Mark Martin. But I'm talking like right now, yeah, we have Brad Keselowski, Denny Hamlin, Kyle Busch.
The Bush brothers alone, Truex.
What else do we have out there right now? I mean, we got like rookie sensations,
Larson
Trackhouse
needs a few
racing
more
as a
years.
whole.
Kyle Larson.
Yeah, Kyle Larson's
I
redemption.
don't know if they want to talk about the main
but
Larson
still,
thing,
it's just
but-
like there's a lot happening here beyond the surface, and I think that's the key to getting people intrigued in your sport. Not showing them Ty Gibbs throwing a baby punch in a wrap up at the pit lane at Martinsville, talking about how they're fucking wrestling Tesla, beating and banging. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, congrats, they're wrecking cars on each other. Look at all these stupid people.
Yeah.
You need to give people a reason to want to watch beating and banging in NASCAR racing. You know what I mean? They don't have a reason to watch it beyond just watching cars drive around in circles. They're not going to care.
But it's so hard to pay attention to it a lot of it.
I don't know.
Motion is a very human thing. Use that to your advantage. It's marketing 101. It's TV 101. It's everything 101. Manipulate emotion.
Give us, the fans and the new fans, something to care about. Something to really get intrigued in, something to really get wrapped up in and feel like the reasons, the meaning, why. Why is there so much passion here? Why does this mean something? And I mean, I don't know. I sound like a broken record now. We've been going on about this. But I don't know. It's just something to think about and something to bring up. And I think I'm glad that we, it's something to talk about. This was totally not in our plans at all to talk about tonight. But I think it was something cool to bring up.
Yeah, it was a good one to talk about.
But yeah, I don't know. It's definitely something
about
to
it.
consider. I don't know if I have anything else to add. We definitely had a longer show today.
Today we went a little long.
But, I'm glad that we did because it's nice to bring in something new. A little more opinion-based discussion, more than just kind of doing a recap and throwing in our 2 cents here and there. Adrian, you got anything? Chris? Vito? Anybody?
Nothing really.
Oh, Brandon Jones, that was cool.
Yeah, he won. I mean, it's not much to talk about. The
We got music now?
What?
Where'd that come from?
I was a highwayman. I was a highwayman.
All right, well, you know what? That's a good time to wrap it up then. We'll
That's
get a little
about it.
goofier
I was
for
a
the end.
highwayman.
I was a highwayman. I don't know what they say after that. We just mumble the rest. But hey,
highwayman. Where's Spin Tunnel?
going to Bristol next weekend. Dirt race, night race again. Hopefully we see a better race than last year. Not saying last year was bad, but last year the track turned into a.
There was a lot of issues.
The
that
track
seemed to all
turned
be
into
addressed.
it looked like it went through a blender. So maybe we'll keep the with the lower temps running in the nighttime. We'll have a little better visibility and we'll have a little better track prep
What a race!
behind it. So without further ado, we will see you all next week for the Bristol show. We're Spin Tunnel, you're not, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your week. See you later.